Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all enjoying your day so far, guys. Hope you're all enjoying your week so far. So you guys are heading us in a different direction. You guys have asked for more tutorials. You keep asking us for specifics in the comments, and we appreciate that. So we're guided by you. We do listen to you guys, and we've come up with a great idea where we're going to be the first ever interactive YouTube trading crypto tutorial channel. So we're going to be guided by you guys. I'm not going to know what the next episode is. I'm quite happy to put suggestions forward so it keeps a structure to things. But ultimately, I want you guys to pop in the comments what it is that you guys want me to cover next. I'll stick it in the poll and then we can have a vote and the community can pick what it is that we do cover next. So exciting news, guys. I've only been trading for 3 years. I'm still learning. The market's constantly changing and I'll continue to learn. So I want it to be a journey that we can go on together. So I'm quite excited by this. And if we have a quick look at the actual community tab, I'll show you exactly how you participate. Let's get that up. So going to the Crypto Bullseye, YouTube channel, and then there's a community tab here. And you'll see that last week we asked for what chart pattern tutorials would you like me to cover next? You guys have said rising and falling channels. So that's what this episode is going to be. And I've just popped this one on here. Get yourself on there, guys. Tell me what exactly it is that you want me to cover next. Is it going to be double tops and double bottoms, candlestick patterns, or flag and pennant patterns? And then that's going to be the next video. So we're trialing this out, guys. I think it's a great idea. Hope you guys do. So hope you get in there and interact with each other. And we're going to be a community. We're going to build this community together. So this one is rising and falling channels, guys. Let's get straight into it. Enjoy. Right, okay, rising and falling channels. So we've got the rising channel here and the falling channel. And one thing that you need to remember, guys, is you need to firstly identify the trend before you see the relevance of these. Because if you're in a downwards move and you've got a rising channel, it often signals that you're going to have a continuation to the downside if you get that breakout to the downside on the rising wedge. If it's a rising wedge from a move from the upside, then it's signaling exhaustion, and we're looking to try and trade a counter trend, and not necessarily a full reversal, but just a counter trend or a pullback. So what you'll tend to get with these is, if I just get my drawing tool up, is a huge move. This is a bullish example, huge move to the upside, and then you start trading in a rising channel such as this. And what this tends to signal is, once you get the break here, that you're going to have that pullback. So market's going to pull back and not necessarily fully reverse, but it is going to pull back. And you'd be looking to get this move here. So a kind of a move here with stops up here. And you'd be looking to catch this move to the downside on a counter trend. So that's the example of the rising wedge in a bullish trend. We'll go over the rising wedge in a bearish trend now. Whoops. Sorry, there's still a bit of lag, guys. So example in a bearish trend is you've got the move from the downside and you've got your rising wedge here. And in this example, you'd be looking to trade a continuation. So you can two ways, or a few ways that you can do this, is you can try and look at the top of this wedge here with tight stops and try and get the full move to the downside, hoping that you're going to get that break. Or alternatively, you can get the break and a close below and look for that move to the downside and a continuation of the trend. The other way you can do is come back, a retest and a confirmation, or you could do 50% and 50%. So there's lots of ways that you can trade it. First thing that you need to do overall is identify the trend. So let's have a quick look at the falling channels now. Right, so we went over the move from the upside with the rising channel or wedge, and the move from the downside with the rising channel or wedge. And what we'll do is we'll go over the examples now on the falling channels. So start with the move from the downside. So we've got a bearish move here and huge move to the downside. And you can see that this is just flipped in reverse. And what it's signaling is you've got the move from the downside and there's exhaustion in the market between the buyers and the sellers. So you've got the sellers in control all the way down here, all the way down here, and then there's exhaustion, exhaustion, exhaustion. And remember, this is going to be a counter trend move that we'll be looking for. So we'll be looking for either moves from here. We'll be looking to get into moves from here, these areas, or alternatively, a break from the wedge, break, close, and then possibly a confirmation depending on what your strategy is. But ultimately, we're counter trending on this move here and not a continuation. So if we look at that example from the bullish move, and you get completely the opposite. So you see why you have to identify the trend first of all in these scenarios. So we'll go for the bullish example now, and you've got the move from the upside, huge move from the upside. The buyers are pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. And then this is what they call just a pullback or an outside return. So you can see that the bulls are winning, the bulls are winning, the bulls are winning. And then this is an exhaustion where the bears are having their turn at these points here to try and push price action down, try and push price action down. And if you imagine a spring, going to pop into the direction, or there's a higher probability that it's going to pop into the direction of the trend. So this is a trend continuation for a falling wedge or channel in a bullish move, and then the opposite from a bearish move where it's just an exhaustion point and you're likely to try and get that counter trend. So if you're trend continuation, then you'd be looking for these kind of moves where you've got to move from the upside, pull back, break, confirmation, and then you can move to the upside again. Those are the safe bets because you are in the trend. The trend is your friend and it's a continuation of trends. So that's why that's important. What I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to show you, there's a couple of things that we're doing on the channel. I'm going to show you guys them, and then we'll go into some practical application examples on the charts in real time of rising and falling channels, and we'll see what happens. So let's have a quick look. Right, okay, first of all, get yourself to the Crypto Bullseye YouTube channel, guys, and this is where I'm going to show you what's going on with the channel, what we've been doing recently. So first of all, if you get yourself on there and go to one of the recent videos and get yourself on there, you'll see a little button here under more. Click that, and the first thing I want to show you guys is we're doing a deal with Bybit. So we've managed to negotiate a good deal with Bybit for you guys, and by hitting that referral link, what you'll actually get and what Bybit are going to do is give the first 100 people that do sign up with this affiliate link a $10 free trade. So all you've got to do, the criteria for it, guys, is click on the referral link and do a spot trade that's worth $10. So on spot, don't forget, no leverage for you guys unless you know exactly what it is that you're doing. Unless you're more advanced, you've got your own trading strategy. So go into the spot and a $10 spot trade, and what Bybit will do is they'll refund that $10 within 1 to 2 weeks. So click the referral link, get yourself a free $10 trade. And what also you'll get, more importantly, is not just the first 100, but anyone that does click this will get 100% make a fee discount. So what a make a fee discount is there's two things that you do as far as the trading is concerned, and you've got the options of market order or limit order. So you're clicking on the limit order, and when you put in a limit, what you're doing is you're a market maker. When you're putting in a limit, you're adding liquidity to the market. So there's no fees on limit order maker fees with this affiliate referral link. So it's a good way to get into it, guys. You've all heard who Bybit are. Go and check them out. And that's the first thing that's going on with the channel. Second thing, we have a shop. So it's quite difficult, I've found, to find crypto-related content and merchandise. So we've got lots going on here. We've got warning, random crypto spontaneous outbursts. Anyone that's watching this probably does have random crypto spontaneous outbursts. So that's something, if you're going to buy that for a friend, or if you know someone who is into cryptocurrency, it's always good. So we've got all sorts here, caps, mugs. Let me just click on one for an example. That's what it looks like, guys. So that's what we've got going on with the shop. Obviously, we've got the community, which you guys need to go on there. It doesn't cost anything. And if you like the way that we're heading with the channel, the direction that we're heading with the channel, where you guys are going to shape what future content that we're going to create, and we're going to educate ourselves together. We're going to educate based on what it is the majority of the community wants. So get yourselves on there, guys, and have your own say, and let us know exactly what it is that you want next. Is it going to be double tops and double bottoms? Is it going to be candlestick patterns or flag and pennant patterns? So, right, that's pretty much covers it for that. And let's get straight into the practical application and have a look at some rising and falling channels in real time on the chart. So let's have a look now. Right, okay, guys, so let's go over the rising channel first in a bullish example and a falling channel in a bullish example too. So let's go and have firstly a look at the channel. So go on to the toolbar, guys. If you haven't got TradingView, you can access that for free. You've got up to 3 indicators on TradingView that you can access for free, and you've got access to this toolbar. So if you're new to charting, guys, and you're learning from this channel, this is one of the good platform that you can go on. Remember, none of this is financial advice, all educational purposes only. And if you just go down there, guys, on a parallel channel, add it to your favorites because it's a good one to use, and you'll see we've got the bullish move here. And if we just pop on our indicator tool here, we've got our rising channel. And if you remember with the rising channels from a bullish move, so we've got the big move from the upside, and then you've got exhaustion between the buyers and the sellers. The bulls are still creating a series of higher lows and higher highs, only just, but it's signaling there's exhaustion and we need some kind of a pullback. So if you remember, there's a couple of ways that we can trade this. We can look at trading the top of the channel here with tight stop losses and a move to the downside. If you're talking from a risk to reward perspective, is this going to be a good risk to reward in this instance? Yes. If you were trading the break and the close, then it slightly changes things a little bit more. Then it's definitely not. So what I suggest you guys do is get yourself this channel tool up, get yourself on TradingView or the platform of choice, and go through and find 20 rising channels and 20 falling channels, and just have a look at what area do you think would be a good entry point. And if you entered at that point in every single one of the 20 channels that you've just drawn, what would happen? Stick your risk to reward tool on there. It's this button down here. It's just down here. You've got your short and your long position, and find out where would be a good entry point, what would work, what would give you an edge. Obviously, in this situation, the best edge would be the top of this channel with a tight stop loss. If the market moved in the opposite direction and just went to the upside, then you'd have a tight margin and tight stop because the risk to reward in this is 6.49. Obviously, you'd be looking at targets for certain levels, and in a bullish trend, remember, this is trading the counter pullback, so we're in an overall bullish trend and the market's moving upwards. You can't expect to have these great gains from a counter trend move when you're not expecting the trend to fully reverse. So bear that in mind, and a conservative level would in this instance have been here, the bottom of the wedge. That's exactly where the market reacted. So that's the rising channel, and we can see the falling channel just after here. And remember, the falling channel in a bullish move is we're looking for a continuation of trend rather than a trend reversal. So if we get the parallel channel tool back up, you see trading in this channel here, and we were looking in this instance for a break and a close above that to be able to make a move to the upside. So again, get your tool out, and we're looking for long positions in this example, where if you drew 20 of these guys, if you drew 20 of these, where would be a good place to enter? Have a look. So if we flip the reversal of here on the rising channel, and we were looking for a counter move to the downside on the rising channel. We're now looking for a move to the upside. So if we were taking a trade from here and swinging at a conservative level to the previous swing high, and remember, it's likely that if we are going to have a continuation of trend, we're going to get a break above that level and a continuation, which we did in this example. Have your stops. Depending on how tight you have your stops, you can see there was a big wick here, which pushed the market down outside of this channel. And this is why it's important that you take your entries on the close of the candle and not whilst it's happening in real time, because anything can happen. The bulls had their turn here and the bulls managed to push price action back up. So with your stops, you need to be quite conservative, but don't overdo it, because ultimately we need to be out of the trade at the point where we would be wrong. So give yourself a little bit of wiggle room, and that's one way that you could enter. If you entered the break and close above, would your stop loss be too much? Let's have a look. Break, close above this wedge, so you 0.64. So look at where would the best entry be for these trades to occur if you drew 20 rise in wedges and 20 fall in wedges. Right, let's have a look at the bearish scenario now. Right, okay, so falling channels in a bearish scenario. So let's have a look. We've got Bitcoin here up on the daily chart, and it's quite an odd one, this, because the buyers have had some strength here, where we've had this big wick to the downside. And you're saying that, right, okay, there's a lot of buying power here. There's a lot of buy orders in here that have managed to push price right back up to here. But nevertheless, we have created this falling channel from a move to the downside. Now, you got to remember, where's a good place to take profits in all this? And this is not financial advice. And remember that what you need to do is firstly start with the pattern of your choice. We're going to go through lots of different patterns on this channel, depending on what it is that you guys are going to let me know that it is that you want. But ultimately, go and find the pattern of your choice and build out from that as far as your trading, planning, trading strategy is concerned. And you might find that things like adding in a stochastic RSI at an oversold level here might be a good entry reason on top of the channel. You might have an oversold RSI, you might have a divergence on the RSI. You might have a higher time frame at bias where you're saying that, right, okay, the higher time frame saying that we're going to be bearish or bullish for the day, and we're going to look for entries in accordance with our strategy, depending on what pattern it is that we're trading and our entry reasons, to be able to get into the trade for that day in accordance with what our higher time frame perspective is. So there's lots of things that you add in to assist you with what direction the trend's going to be. But this is a good example anyway on the Bitcoin chart as far as a falling channel's concerned. So you've had the big massive move to the downside, and this has shown that there's exhaustion in the market. Where do you usually go to as far as a pullback's concerned if you're going to be counter trending? Because remember, this is going to be counter trend. Conservative area would usually be the extreme of the previous swing low. In this instance, it is 53,180. And one thing that this is signaling now is, firstly, if we done a break and a retest and our targets were the previous extreme of the swing low, you see in this instance we didn't actually manage to get there. So it's always good to build in a little bit of a hedge or a little bit of a feather as far as your targets are concerned, if you're going to be counter trending and not expecting the trend to break overall. So that's one thing to remember. And you see that we did have the break and we had a nice retest here, retest from the bottom of the channel, and then we didn't make that move to the previous extreme swing low. So if you were entering at here and you had risk to reward and that was your target, then you would have lost. Usually your take profit, usually your stop loss would be below the extreme low. If you were trading the extreme low of this channel, you'd want it down here. If you're trading the extreme low overall, it'd be down here. And you can see how this messes up your risk to reward. It's not worth entering anything like this. Make sure that you're building a tight margin on your trading strategy to ensure that you can be wrong plenty of times, and the times that you're right actually gain capital on your actual trade and balance. In this instance, it'd be 5.18. So you could be wrong 5 times and right once and still gain capital on your actual trading account in that instance. So make sure you do your homework on these guys. Right, the last example is going to be a rising channel in a bearish move. So we've got Bitcoin here. This one's real time as well, so it's quite a good example. So let's get the parallel channel tool up, and you see we're in this rising channel. We're actually on the verge of potential breakout of a longer term trend as well, which would signal a reversal, and that would be nice. But as far as the channel's concerned, we're still bearish. We're in a move to the downside, remember, so huge move to the downside. And we're looking for, in this scenario, a continuation of trend. So we'd be looking for ways to enter and move to the downside and a continuation of that trend. So you can see here there was an exhaustion level here where the bulls have tried to push price action up a few times there. And then the candles are telling us you've got a lower low, lower close candle, and we're likely to get a continuation move to the downside. So as far as this is concerned in real time, it's looking quite bearish, and we're possibly going to go back and test the bottoms of this move again. So where would you trade it? Like I said, that'd be a good area, an exhaustion point. Top of the channel is always a good area and get your tight stops. Good risk to reward on these areas. Good risk to reward always on these areas. You can see, and just be conservative with these trades. You don't have to go for a move that breaches the previous swing low. And if you're just going for the previous swing low, you've got 6.2 risk to reward here. So you can be right once and wrong 6 times and still have capital on your account. So that's the power of looking for the right entry. So go and check 20 rising channels in a bullish scenario and a bearish scenario, and 20 falling channels in a bullish scenario and a bearish scenario. And let me know in the comments if you have done that, guys. Let me know what you'd like us to cover next. And of course, we need to go over what it is that we're going to cover next. Let's do that now. So we're the first channel to ever do this, and it's going to be you guys that's going to make it a success. Straight over to the Crypto Bullseye YouTube channel again on community. And remember, guys, double tops and double bottoms, candlestick patterns are flag and pennant patterns. Let us know on this poll on the YouTube community channel. It's called community channel for a reason. We're going to grow this community together, and we're going to make it a success together. Let's know which one it is, guys, and let us know. Also, one other thing that I didn't mention, back to videos. I've got an Udemy course for beginners. So if you're new to crypto
was able to win any.
Excuse me. If you're new to crypto, get yourself on here, guys. And I've got a link down here just to make it easy for you. Udemy trading course link, and that'll take you straight to Udemy, and you can sign up to that. I think it's about $24.99. They do have offers every now and then for about $12.99, so look out for that. And if you're a beginner in crypto, this will take you on a journey, and it'll show you what the dangers are in crypto. It'll tell you all sorts as far as trading is concerned, risk management's concerned. It's in fact going to have a look at what it will do. So you got course introduction, you've got cryptocurrency fundamentals, a little bit about me, what's cryptocurrency, what's a stable coin, Bitcoin versus the dollar, which is inflation versus deflation. And then you've got how to use a trading exchange, what is a trading pair, how to read a price chart, how to identify a trend, adding trend lines, understanding indicators. So it's pretty in-depth. You've got Fibonacci there. And then you've got at the end of it, trading strategy and trading spreadsheet. And I'll show you exactly a very, very simple strategy to get you guys started and how you can save all the details of the trades that you're carrying out within that strategy on your own spreadsheet. So go and have a look at that if you're interested, guys. Thank you again to our 2,000 subscribers. Great milestone for us. Much appreciated. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.